nice to see you all here. It's a reasonably largish crowd for a weekend that I thought hardly anybody would sort of appear in. So nice to see you here. Okay, so let's go through the NewsWatch. Huge amount to do this week. And where is it? It's this one. There's very little in the way of news because of Christmas sitting right in the middle of things. So, over to you, Eusebio.
Okay, so let's start. On Sunday, we have nothing special.
Right.
On Monday, we will have the CAD GDP month of the month, which will be a major higher time frames, and neutral.
Okay.
We have also the US dollar core durable goods orders month of the month, so major and bullish, and the durable goods orders month of the month, so bullish too. And I will monitor the yen monetary policy meeting minutes. And that's it for Monday. On Tuesday we have nothing special. It's Christmas Eve, and so a lot of markets are closed.
Okay, same with Wednesday.
Wednesday, similarly, yeah. And by the way, for Tuesday and Wednesday, I will not produce the max bias because Wednesday a lot of markets are closed, and Tuesday I have to drive somewhat, and I will be absent a large portion of the day, and of course for the evening. So no bias Tuesday, Wednesday.
And maybe not Thursday when you're recovering.
Thursday, it depends how much wine I will have drank.
Exactly, yeah. So just take it easy, Eusebio. Okay.
No, in fact, you know the quote with wine. The first wine, a glass of wine is good for health. The rest of the bottle is good for the morale.
Okay.
On Thursday, however, some markets are open, of course, but many of them are closed, and we have nothing special on Thursday. And on Friday.
Right,
yeah?
Okay. No, sorry. No.
And on Friday, we have just monitored the crude oil inventories, so.
Okay, not that one.
The ECB economic bulletin, yes, we can monitor it, of course.
Okay.
And natural gas storage too.
Sure, got them. Okay, so that was pretty fast. The top 10, these ones here, out of the 48 pairs, the ranges are getting a little larger, not that much though. So if I pull this across, like that, you can see starting from the beginning of last year, we were at 1300. It dropped down to the best mover. It dropped down to around about $800-900 average range, and then from July, it's slowly started to come back up as Brexit kind of worked through its stuff. But we've still got the end of January before they get out of Brexit totally, and then this like 2 or 3 more years after that of agreement, negotiations and stuff like that going on. So it's still going to be quite volatile for the pound. Okay, but here are the top 8, or actually I picked 9 in this case, Eusebio.
Yeah, until the Euro Aussie. Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. So
you are becoming good on that, Chris.
I know. I'm really good at copy and paste. It's all the videos I watch. Okay. So okay, we're ready.
Okay. So on Monday, what currency we have?
Sorry. Okay, we've got the CAD.
CAD, yeah.
The US dollar.
And the other. So the choice will be very simple here. So we will have the pound CAD or pound US dollar. Then we'll have the pound Kiwi or pound Aussie.
Yep.
And then the pound Swiss, sorry, pound Swiss.
Okay. And on Tuesday, we've got no stragglers from Monday left over. And we've got nothing on Tuesday, Wednesday,
or anyway,
Thursday, or Friday.
Some countries will be open for the Forex, so we can still give some pairs for the Tuesday.
Okay, sure.
So we can consider. Let me rewatch the list of the countries which are on holidays, just to avoid some currencies. So for Tuesday, so we have the partially the euro, the Kiwi, and the Aussie. So we will have the pound Swiss, the pound Swiss or the pound yen.
Okay.
Then we can take the pound CAD and then the pound US dollar.
And was that the pound CAD for this one?
Yeah, pound CAD or pound US. I repeat, pound Swiss or pound yen, then pound CAD, and then pound US dollar. Yeah.
Okay.
On Wednesday, nothing.
Yep. Thursday.
On Thursday, let me rewatch which countries are possibly on holidays. Thursday we have the Swiss, we have the pound, and we have the. So I have to note them: the pound, the Swiss, and the CAD. We don't have a lot of choice. No. So we will have no choice for Thursday. Better not to trade Thursday.
Yep. Yeah, because Kiwi and Aussie are off as well, and the pound is closed Boxing Day. Yep.
Indeed.
And on Friday we have nothing.
Nothing special. So we can use the same choice as on Monday.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, just to recap, we've got the top 10, which are these ones down here, and from there, Eusebio matched them up with the news on the best pairs to figure out the best pairs for a particular day.
Sorry, Chris. Before you explain, let's make a small change for Friday. I have said a little too fast the same choice as Monday, but it's not true. So, for the first choice, the pound Kiwi or pound Aussie. Then the pound Swiss, and then the pound yen. That's better.
Okay. Right. And what else? Okay. So the incantation, again, for the NewsWatch. The reason we go through the NewsWatch list is when the news comes out, there can be a spike or a surprise when it does come out. So to avoid that, if you've got an H4 on the currency that you're trading, then don't place any trades 1 hour before the news comes out. This is, if there's an H4 marking. And if you're in a trade, get out of them within 30 minutes. If you're on a smaller time frame than the H4 and it's got major marked, then the same rules apply. No orders 1 hour before the news. Get out of it within half an hour. This is to avoid any spikes hitting your account money, not the profits, but the accounts. For standard people and SAM people that might have a lot of orders running at the same time on the same pair, then you can close some of your units down and not necessarily close out completely, but at least take profit and bolster your account money. What else do we have? I think that's about it. Okay. Any questions, let me know. And if you want to know how these things are built up, I can show you. It doesn't take long. For instance, how to build the top 10 list. But I've done it before, so I'm not going to sort of bore you with it again, unless you want it gone through again. Okay. So thanks for that, Eusebio.
No problem.
So next week will be similar as well. So these are, I'm just waiting for this to save. So for this week and next week, we've got holes in our trading days, very few big players around, if any. Everybody's on holiday, so not that much money sloshing around. 4 trillion might drop down to 1 trillion per day being traded. Actually, people are saying it's 5 trillion a day now in the Forex markets. But if there aren't people there to push it around, then when you place your order, there may not be anybody on the other side to pick it up. And you may not get it filled, or it could slip until it is filled. So
yeah, we may have ample movement these days, but with very, very low volume, and so filling the order may be a little more difficult with some slippages, and the reversal can be very fast too. So this is why it's better not to. When you have said, Chris, $5 trillion in the Forex market, that's not exactly correct, in fact. Yeah, it's correct, in fact, but yeah. The Forex is a complex market. It is made of several sub-markets, and the spot Forex, which is the market which interests us, is made of 1/3 only of the entire Forex. The other portion of the market are the swaps, the outright, the forwards, the options, and the vast majority of the transactions are made between banks or big institutions in these 2/3 of the market, and the spot Forex is only 1/3. So.
Okay. Yeah, and also that 5 trillion is made up of $1 will go around the Forex market several times, and each time it goes around, it's added as another dollar. So it's not necessarily a new $5 trillion. It could be 1 trillion. That's
yeah, it's only a turnover, in fact.
Yeah, turned over 5 times.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Nevertheless, could be a difficult trading week. So just be careful if you're going to place any orders. Maybe smaller lots, smaller order sizes. Okay. And what else have we got? We have the pair bias. So just to keep you up to date with what's happening with the pair bias, we've been running it for the last couple of months in beta mode. There's still one more month left in beta. This January. And what's happening with it so far is, if you remember last week, Eusebio was talking about having including a long bias as well. So we've got a short-term bias now for time frames, say 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes tops. And after that, we've got a long-term bias for H4 time frames and above. And these are listed here. And these don't get updated that often. How often have you been updating them, Eusebio? I haven't paid that much attention to this.
I think it's for 3 days.
I know.
The first day, the frequency, or it may vary. For example, on 2 successive days, I have been forced to change the bias on one of the pair. I think it was the Aussie US dollar, but for the other pairs, no change for the moment. So. Okay.
And thanks again to Peter for doing the script. When Eusebio updates this, the long bias information is sent out to that other chat room, the Slack channel, and you'll see it come up saying long bias has changed on such and such a pound, or such and such a pair, I mean, and you'll be able to check it out. So when you come over here, you can see the day that it changed, because the time frames are so slow, and the time if necessary. Hey Edward, nice to see you. And yeah, Eusebio?
No, go on.
Okay. So there's not much else in here. Still arranging this. It might suddenly change to alphabetical format. Be thinking about it, it'd be easy for me to do some stuff. But down here I've got the top 10, or actually the top 48, with our top 10 listed just in this area here. This is for last week. So these are all the pairs that we trade, if anybody's interested in that. All the 48 majors, at least. And what else? Over here, for the pairs that Eusebio has listed, I've also put the long-term bias down here. So that's why it says H4 plus bias. And when he changes over there, they should automatically change down here. No date though, because we're getting a bit crammed here. And again, Eusebio has his notes down at the bottom. Okay. And if you have any suggestions on how to do the layout a bit better, or something else you'd like to see, let us know and we'll definitely consider it. The only other thing is, over on the side here, I put the news for the particular day, but Eusebio also puts the news down here in his notes, as well as what actually happened at that news time. And when the day is over, they all get copied off to the Slack page, which is over here. And so under the bias alerts, it's just like a chat room, essentially, except, again, thanks to Peter, the script that he's written for the Google Sheet automatically updates this channel with whatever Eusebio has done. So you can see where he's been updating stuff here. And if we can find something that's got a long bias in it. Pair bias. So, oh, there we go. There's a long-term bias update. So it tells you it's a long-term bias instead of a short-term. So you can keep an eye on that. Yeah, okay. We may or may not make the long-term bias available to people in general. We'll just still got to discuss that side of things. So just to give you an idea, but it's more for people that are trading, say H4 charts and above. Okay. Anybody got any questions? So just wanted to keep you up to date with that.
Yeah, Chris, can you come back just a moment on the Google Sheet, please, with
Sure.
the long-term bias?
Yeah, I should also say, sorry, down the bottom here are the tabs to go short, to switch between short and long-term bias. Yep, okay. And for those of you who are kind of new to it, you can maximize your screen by changing the size of the screen. Sorry, Eusebio, I'll get back to you.
No problem.
You can hide, if you use this button down here, you can hide or unhide the top line. And down here under view, you can also hide or display the formula bar, this bar in here. So if I turn this off, it disappears, and if I turn it back on, where is it? It reappears. So it's just a way of getting everything on the screen so that you can actually see it without having to cover up a lot of things. And you don't have to stick with these preset numbers. You can type in something like I quite like 85. Gives me a good view of stuff, and I turn off the formula bar, and then I push this, and I have pretty much everything up there. There's no way I can turn the, I've looked, but we can't turn the columns or the row items off. So you're stuck with it as it is. So Eusebio, back to you.
Yes, it would be very useful in the portion which contains the indices and the two commodities, gold and crude oil, to add one or two more spots, because I would like to include also one or two bonds bias.
Yeah. You mean for the long term?
Yes, indeed.
Sure. Yep.
And the reason is with the long-term bias, we will have a view about the Forex, the stock market with the indices, a global market view, because we have the major US indices, we have the DAX in Germany, we have the FTSE in UK. All the other indices are very well correlated to these main indices, so no need to represent them. We have commodities with gold and crude oil, at least two of them, and then we'll have also a small view on the bonds market, and you will see that there will be correlations most of the time between all these markets. Just take an example. When you will see a short bias on the bonds market, this usually should be good for the corresponding currencies. And so if it is a US bonds going downward, we should see the US dollar going upward on the long term, most of the time, not always, of course. And so you can see if the correlations are pretty good about all these markets. So
Okay. So how many bond cells do you want, Eusebio?
Let's add just two spots, because I think I have 2 bonds on the broker I'm using on MetaTrader.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, that's no problem. They'll be there later today.
Yeah.
It's cool. Okay, and bull dips.
Simply add 2 or 3 spots. It will be enough.
Sure. Yep. Is that what you meant when you said add some extra spaces over here as well?
Yes, that's perfect.
So you will be using these sometime?
Yes, I will add 1 or 2 pairs sometimes, indeed.
Okay, that's cool. Just wasn't sure if you wanted them permanent or not. Okay, cool. So I'll leave these and add a couple more down here. And Baldiv has said, can we consider including Euro Aussie, Euro Kiwi in the short-term bias list? Last Tuesday it was the top recommended pair on the list, but we had no bias recommendation.
Yeah, indeed, Baldiv. And this is why Chris and Peter have added some free spots in the short bias. It is precisely to add these pairs, indeed.
Okay, cool. Okay, so if you have any, thanks, Paul Lev. If you have any other questions or suggestions or whatever, anything you want clarified, let us know.